Hey team, it's Lynn. I just wanted to come to you all with a quick video. I hope it'll be quick. But I was talking to one of you all today about earning the leadership incentive trip. And I know that we have some of you all out there working to earn the trip who aren't even directors yet. So I'm very excited about that for you. And as I was talking with this consultant, or actually we were texting, I got to thinking about my first trip, and I actually told her the story of earning my first trip. So I thought I would make a video to share that story. So how Lynn earned the first ever 31 leadership incentive trip. So let me take you back to 2010. Actually, maybe 2009. Let's start there. I went to National Conference in 2009. I had been a consultant almost a year by then. My title going to our conference in July, it was that year, in July of 2009, my title was Senior Consultant. And I went to the conference and I saw what was possible with 31. I saw that the people who were there didn't look any different than me. And I really thought, golly, if they can do that, if they can make that much money, then why can't I? Maybe the problem was I didn't know how to do it. So my goal when I came home from conference was to learn, continue to learn, because there were some great classes at conference. Continue to learn by listening to those recordings, and you know we can do that now, right? We can go on to 31 Today under Attend an Event and look back at last year's conference and listen to those. So I listened to those over and over and over. And then I sought some outside help. I went to look around to find people who could help me be better at 31. And then I started to put their suggestions into play. And that took a while. It wasn't an immediate thing that happened. So this was back in the summer of 2009. So I kept learning through the fall. I always sold really great. Selling was never my struggle. Recruiting was. And isn't that funny that back then recruiting was my struggle? And so I started learning from some of the best and started to do what they suggested. I actually worked hard and practiced and all of that to get better at offering our fabulous opportunity to other people that I ran into. And so then I knew that leadership was the next step, and I wanted to promote to leader. That was my goal after going to conference. And I was a senior consultant. I had 2 qualified consultants on my team already. So I left there wanting to do more. So then I started doing more. I started recruiting more, building a team, and my team was growing pretty steadily. So I want to show you all. I'm going to show you this real quick, and I really want you to see. Here we are in 2010, and I want you to look at that recruit column. Okay, look at that recruit column, and you can see how it goes up, 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 up. I was learning how to recruit. And look what happened when I started learning to recruit. I actually was recruiting very large numbers of people. So that's my first lesson is learn. If you don't know how to do something, learn. And I can definitely help you. There's leaders out there. You know that Sherry Hudspeth was a great help for me. Her Average to Excellence. She's got some great recordings you can download. And then practice in order to get better. So then I did get better. I started recruiting, and I wasn't setting anything on fire at the beginning of 2010. I was pretty slow, but I was steady. And then I promoted to director. In March of 2010, my title changed to director. And actually, this is wrong because this says my title was senior consultant, but really it wasn't. It was director. And at the beginning of April, I learned. Of course, I was a director. My title changed. That's what happens. It's a 2-month process, and my title changed at the beginning of April 2010. And I had access to the leadership incentive trip information. Now, back then, you had to be a leader to get access. Now you don't. Okay, you don't. You all can go there. Go look under attend an event, and you'll see everything you need to know about the leadership incentive trip. But back then, I didn't know. I knew there was a trip. I really didn't know anything about it, and I didn't know that even though I wasn't a director when it started, that I could still earn the trip. Well, being the new Lynn, the Lynn who learns, I started investigating how to earn this trip. And what I discovered was that I could earn it, but I had to do it by the end of May back then. Okay, this year it's March for us, but back then it was January through May, 5 months long, and I had to sell $10,000 and recruit 10 people. Now, recruiting 10 people, I had already done through, or recruit 5 people, I think. It's changed over the years. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that. But recruit 5, maybe 10. I'm not sure. But I had done that. Whatever the requirement was, I had already done that. Maybe it was 5, because as I'm looking, I'm looking and it doesn't say 5, but let me redo those, and I'll post them in the group if this wasn't the right data, because I'm looking and it's not adding up. And I'll even see if I can find the requirements, because that would be fun to look at too. But anyway, as I looked, the only thing I needed, the missing piece of the puzzle for me, was the sales. I only had about 3,000 something, and I needed 10,000. That's a huge difference. April 4th, I learned I needed 10,000, and I only had 3 something. So I actually set a goal to do it, because I really knew I could, and I knew I wanted to. I wanted to earn this trip because I was so close. The missing piece was me. I was holding myself back. And so if I didn't, I was going to be able to do it. So what I decided to do is set a goal. And for me, that meant that I needed to sell 7,000, right? To get to 10, I was at 3 something. Need to sell 7,000. So I needed to sell 3,500 in April and 3,500 in May. Now, I want you all to know, I'd never sold anything like that before. I think my highest month was like 2,000 something. But here I was setting a goal. Sorry, my nose is itching. Setting a goal to sell 3,500. But I knew I was determined to do it, and I was going to do it. I was going to figure out how. So this is April 4th. Remember, April 4th, my title changed. So I set out to do that. I did a lot of parties in April. I don't have how many I did on this sheet, but I did a lot of parties, and I sold 3,200. I didn't meet my goal. My goal was 3,500. I sold 3,200. I didn't let that stop me. All it said to me was, oh my gosh, Lynn, you're about 300 away from your goal in May. You can't let that happen. You have to do more. You have to do more than 3,500, because you cannot let this opportunity slip away because of a few $100s in sales. Okay. So in May, I actually worked so hard to get bookings. I focused on parties. Now remember, that had never been my strong suit before. I'd always done okay with selling, but I'd never done 3,500 or even tried to stretch myself to do more. So I stretched myself to do more. I knew I could, and I actually held 13 parties in May of 2010. 13 parties. The most I've ever held. I've never held that many again, because I didn't let myself get into that position of having to do it all at the end. But look at my sales. I want you all to look. My PV, that's our sales, PV. Look at my sales. Let me get you to see each month. Look at that, $6,477 in May of 2010. Never did that again. Had a few more good months, right? Once you have a good month, hopefully I'd done enough parties that I got some bookings from those, and I knew what I was doing, right, to get more bookings. But also, look what happened to my sponsoring. Look at that. As I was doing more parties, I was sponsoring more. Not because I was just doing more parties, but because I was working at doing more parties and sponsoring. All right. Now, I want you to look at one other thing. I want you to look at the title, my title. So I started off as a senior consultant in January of 2010. Look what I ended 2010 as, a director. Look at my commission. Do you see my commission? Let me zoom that in here for you. Look how high my commission. Could you use that money in a month, every single month? Look at the month I did all those parties. I made $3,000 in commission as a director. You guys, you all can do that. You can do these numbers. It's no magic formula other than book parties and recruit people, okay? And learn how to do it if you don't know how. Learn how to do it, all right? I'm here to help you. I want you to know that. That's my goal, to help you do that. And if you're close to earning the trip and you're not sure you can, I know you can. Even if you aren't a director yet, I have a list. I'm not going to show you my list, but my list is right here. I'm holding it in my hand. These are the people who are going to promote to director on my team this year. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. Do you know that? Do you know you're going to promote to director this year? Because I do. And I want to help you, okay? So if we don't chat regularly, some of you all, we do chat regularly. If we don't, I want you to know I want to talk to you. And my quick video has turned into an over 10-minute video, so I'm sorry about that. But I hope my story tells you that if I can do it, you can too. Because I didn't know how. I didn't know how to do it. And I learned how, and I did it. So if I can, you can. I know you can, and I want to help you. So let's chat. If we haven't yet, if you're a new consultant, I've welcomed personally 9 new consultants since the beginning of this year. I want to help you start your business, and I can do that. But the only way I can do that is to talk to you. So I've reached out to several of you. I really hope you'll reach back. Let's talk. Let's get your business going. It doesn't matter if you're new, if you've been with me for 3 years and you're like, oh my gosh, Lynn, I had no idea I could even do that. Help me do that. Let's start earning the trip for next year. Okay? Let's work on that. I want to help you. You all have a great day, and I want to hear from you. Text me, email me, Facebook message me, call me. Let's talk. Let's Voxer. Do y'all Voxer? I was Voxering with Melissa earlier today. I do love Voxer, Voxer. So find me on Voxer. Send me a message. Let's chat.